Is that a hockey rink and a team?
Yeah, it's the Boston Bruins.
Oh.
Big Bruins fan. So I got a lot of stuff around.
So can you see this right here?
Yeah.
We just got back from doing 11 games broadcast commentary for Hockey TV down in Marlborough, Massachusetts, working for the Boston Junior Bruins. So this is all USPHL, it's AAA juniors is what you would call it, juniors action, elite, premier, and NCDC, which is National Collegiate Development Conference. So we just got back from there this past weekend. So I have at least a good feeling with the Boston Bruins, even though I grew up on Long Island and I had other teams that I could root for down there as well. Yeah. So welcome. Thanks so much for taking a minute to grab the headset. It'll just kind of clean the audio since this is going to be played back during halftime. I just wanted to make sure that this was going to be a solid audio recording. So can you tell me who you are?
So I'm Cameron Moody. I grew up in Saranac Lake here. I'm currently coaching the kindergarten through second grade flag football team and also the third and fourth graders for Saranac Lake USA football.
So it seems to me in my walk up to this particular weekend, the previous two home games, I had Jim Clark, who is a great historian, class of late 60s, and wasn't really a football player. So we had that perspective, someone who's very historically skilled and knowledgeable about things here in Saranac Lake, and even specifically the football team, even though he didn't play for the football team, he played baseball. He was very knowledgeable there and could talk about all of the head coaches, the 5 head coaches that covered 75 years worth of this centennial season. Then the next week we had Mark Farmer. So we had Mark Farmer this past home game, and that's somebody who has experience playing as a linebacker and as a quarterback, and he really loved drilling the opponents because it wasn't much of a passing game during those times. You really had to just run and tackle that runner. And so we had Mark Farmer, and he had actual on-the-field experience from, I think it was in the 80s, and he also has head coaching experience as well, so it was really nice to have that. But what we get with you is a new, fresh, contrasting perspective that also complements what it takes to be able to sustain high school football over a span of 100 years, and that is the youth continuing to fill in as they progress and graduate from grade to grade and from technique and skill and even physical capabilities on up into high school. And this is where I want to know a little bit more about what it's like when you are working with the kids and how they're going to be that future varsity and how they are learning some of the principles of the community to build into their walk up into that young man on the football field.
Yeah, it's funny because it is a huge community draw here for football for sure. And like you said, we've always had a strong youth group that has built its way up and turns out on varsity with those kids still playing. And tonight I had about 17, 18 kids at practice. And, some of them certainly will not play football all the way up through high school, but the core of them will. And one of the things we talked about tonight is, of course, they're young and they get a little handsy and a little frantic and pushing and shoving and stuff like that. I said, you guys are going to be playing football with each other your whole career. These are your teammates all the way up through. And I actually started coaching PAL football here in Saranac Lake with K through 2, and then 3rd and 4th grade, and then 5th and 6th. And then I spent 5 years as the head coach for JV in the high school. And at that point, a lot of the kids that I had coached in youth, I then got at the high school level and spent years coaching them up there at the high school and worked with them until they graduated. So it's fun to see the kids as they grow and really get that aspect of them as, when they're young and they're uncoordinated and they're dropping footballs and they're kind of all over the place learning all the little things. And then to see them as seniors running out there for their last home games and stuff like that is not only is it fun, but it's emotional. I've definitely made a lot of relationships with kids through the years, and just a great part of, like you said, community to bring it all back together.
Sounds like you are getting some great reward out of it.
I definitely enjoy it, and it's one of those things that at times can be, there's a lot that goes into it, and a lot of time and a lot of effort that goes into it. You don't necessarily see all the rewards right away, but as you get to practice and the kids are smiling and having a good time, and and then you see them further their careers and go on to upper levels in high school and growing up and playing. It's great just to see that we've given back. Of course, I grew up playing here and actually played for Mark Farmer. So I'm giving back to the program that gave me so much as a youth athlete and a high school athlete that really learned a lot more about life on and off the field through Saranac Lake football.